back, everyone. This is Jeremy here.
And it's your boy Gio here.
Hope you're having a wonderful day today, and can't wait to talk to you about today's topic.
Heck yeah. This is gonna be I guess you can call it a bit of a nostalgia episode again.
Maybe a little bit, but not really, considering today's topic is the Super Mario movie.
Heck yeah.
And if you haven't seen it by the time that this episode's coming out, you cannot complain about spoilers.
Exactly what I was about to say. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're about to listen to this, nope. Go watch the movie and then come back to this episode. We don't want to spoil stuff for you.
Yeah, exactly. Now, start off with, it was fantastic. I loved that movie.
Honestly, probably one of the best video game movies I've ever seen.
I can agree with that. There were some plot holes, but when it comes to video game movies, I'm not really there for the actual movie and plot of the movie. I'm more there to see the references and how well they connect everything together.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely one of those movies where I just want to turn my brain off and just have fun while watching it.
Exactly.
I am very down for all my deep critical thinking movies, pretty much anything that Quentin Tarantino or anything that Studio A24 releases, but for this movie, I don't need deep thinking. I don't need a deep analytical thought process over this movie. I just wanted to go in, have some fun, enjoy all the references and Easter eggs, and I did.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm absolutely shocked by how many Easter eggs were in this movie. There were some very small ones, some that I didn't even notice until I read up on them. It's insane.
Yeah, a good portion of them were also a bit low key. So if you're, this is gonna be contradictory to what I was saying earlier, but if you were paying attention to the movie, you're able to catch up some of the little Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Literally in the first 10 minutes, there was a reference to Wrecking Crew, which is an older game that Mario and Luigi were part of a Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
And then they became the plumbers and all that jazz that did part of the Mario series. And in Mario's bedroom, there's a nod to the F-Zero series, because you see Falcon on a poster behind the bed and Star Fox spaceship on top of the TV.
I mean, heck, even before you get to that point, Luigi receives a call on his cell phone. His ringtone is literally the GameCube startup sound.
Oh man, I loved that. I was just yep, I needed this in my life.
Yeah, legit, when that scene popped up, my girlfriend and I, we were just slapping each other's shoulders oh my gosh, it's the jingle.
And we talk about the fact that when they finally find the green pipe and get sucked into the world of Mushroom Kingdom and all that jazz, Luigi ended up in a world that was literally an exact copy of his intro to Luigi's Mansion.
Now, I never played Luigi's Mansion.
Are you kidding?
Unfortunately, I am not. I know that would be one of those games that I would play too. But besides the point, now I never played any of the Luigi's Mansion games. Oh my gosh, words. So when that scene happened, I was like, "What's going on here?" And then my girlfriend just kept on slapping my arm. She was like, it's the theme from Luigi's Mansion." And I was like, "All right, my shoulder is dead, but thanks for the heads up."
Yeah, no, you have to watch it. Not watch it. You have to
play it.
Play it.
Or watch a playthrough. Either or.
And also the fact that Peach's castle is literally her castle from Mario 64.
Yeah.
I have the Super Mario All-Stars for the Switch. So I went back and did a completionist run for the Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. I did a completionist run for all of it because I had to, nostalgia and all that jazz. But I gotta say, I think that's the one thing I did not see in the Super Mario movies was a reference to Sunshine.
Huh. Bowser's white tuxedo at the end. That's from which Mario game? Is that from Odyssey?
I think so. Yeah, Odyssey is about Bowser getting ready for a wedding. I think. Isn't that the story of Odyssey?
I am not sure. But speaking of Super Mario Odyssey, I was so hoping for like a little cameo from Cappy.
Yeah.
Real quickly, let's talk about the voice cast of the movie.
hmm
Starting off from the top of the bill, Chris Pratt doing Mario. Honestly, I didn't hate it that much.
So here was my thing. Like, if I didn't know that they were the actors, I would not have known they were the actors. I would not be able to tell just from their voice alone, you know?
Yeah, there was some like alteration, like some like actual voice acting going on, so it didn't sound too much like Chris Pratt, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But again,
And
yeah, like just in general, when it comes to all the voice acting in this film, I would not have been able to pinpoint a specific actor or actress for the voices. Even Jack Black, who has a fairly distinct voice, I could not fully tell that he was Bowser, except for in some rare moments when his voice normalized.
every time Bowser sang, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was me with Donkey Kong. I completely forgot it was Seth Rogen until you heard him laugh.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's laugh is hella iconic, so of course you can't miss it.
But yeah, like when it comes to the voice acting, I think they all did terrific. I just like I don't see why they made such a big deal of who the cast was when I could hardly tell that they were the people who voiced the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the big deal was the fact that, since like the cast is pretty much a bunch of A-list actors, Anya Taylor-Joy, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, etc.
True.
Whereas there's a bunch of actual, I'm not gonna gatekeep voice acting, but there's a bunch of like good like renowned established voice actors that can do probably an arguably better job.
Yeah.
Like for example, you have Tara Strong, who has voiced pretty much almost every main character in every cartoon on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon growing up.
True.
So I kind of understand it on that end, but that's a whole issue that I'm not that well knowledgeable on, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna comment much on it. I will say there are some valid points with the argument, so I'll give it that.
Oh, this isn't fully related to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but do you know what originally happened to um, King Toadstool?
What happened?
So I can't remember which of the Super Mario games, but one of them came with like a little information booklet, like a lot of all the games did, that explained the story a little bit outside of what happened in the game. And apparently, Bowser used magic to turn a lot of the toads into brick blocks. So whenever Mario was running through the world breaking brick blocks,
That just got dark.
yeah, but that is a legitimate like story of what happened to a lot of the toads and King Toadstool.
Oh my gosh. I would have preferred
Yeah.
something that heavy as like a fan theory, not something that's actual canon lore.
Yeah,
What the
That is
fuck?
that is actual canon lore. I just don't remember which Super Mario game had the information.
Oh god. Uh, I just really can't get over the movie, man.
Oh yeah, no,
It-
it was a great movie.
I am totally buying it on physical release whenever that happens. Hell, if it gets
Absolutely.
a steel book, I'm getting that shit.
I don't know about Steelbook, just because that's kind of pricey.
That's why I save steel books for only my like
Hmm,
top favorite like must watch films.
fair enough. But yeah, no, like I loved the transition to going to Kong Island, meeting Donkey Kong, and I loved that Diddy, Daisy, and
Chunky?
Chunky.
There you go.
Chunky Kong were in the audience. I was like, yes, please.
Yeah. Now, a quick little rewind. A couple days ago, I asked you this. You said you haven't seen the original like 1980s Super Mario movie.
Correct.
Dude, it is a weird film, man. That's all. Like, okay, Luigi is played by John Leguizamo.
I
Fucking
don't know who
Sid
that
the
is.
Sloth. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that guy.
Ah.
Yeah, and let's see. Not gonna go much into it because honestly, I don't remember much of the detail. All I remember is that you have a weird like cyberpunky type dystopian world. Shit, was it cyberpunk type aesthetic? It was weird. But how do I try to find the right words to describe it? No, I'm just gonna say it as it is. It is a very political movie with like the working class Goombas trying to rise up against King Koopa, and it all just looks so bad.
Ugh,
It is so bad. It's kind of good.
that does not sound great.
It's definitely one to watch just to say I saw it. That's it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, besides that, friggin' Mario, man.
Yeah, freaking Mario.
Who would have thought?
He doesn't like mushrooms.
That's a part that friggin' found me, man. Hearing Mario say, I don't like mushrooms was something else.
Right? I was like, are you really? That's the way you're going with this? I'm down for it.
It does add a pretty funny contrast considering the fact that, like, all the mushroom power ups.
Right, right. But like, I was like, oh my god. It really threw me for a loop because I was not expecting after playing so many Mario games through my life, I was not expecting Mario to
Not be a fan of mushrooms.
be a fan of mushrooms.
Like, what the hell? Who the hell wrote this script? Nintendo? Shigeru Miyamoto?
I mean, yes and
Whoever.
yes.
Applause to y'all for putting that in, cause not gonna lie, I started laughing out loud. I legit LOL'd in the theater. Which I gotta ask, how was your theater experience when you watched the movie?
A great couple.
Like you had a pretty good audience with you and everything?
Yeah, it was actually oddly enough when we went.
Nice. Didn't you say you caught it on a Friday night?
Yeah, that's why I was a little surprised.
Huh. I caught it on a Friday morning and there was at least maybe 20 other individuals in the theater with us.
Really?
Yeah, but they were like pretty spread out and all. And, pretty good experience, pretty good crowd. Like no one was talking, no one was being obnoxious or loud or anything. Everyone was laughing during the right punchlines. A good crowd really makes or breaks a theater experience for a movie, don't you say?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like, if you're in a crowd that's just way too loud, it really, or if they don't laugh at the same points you do, it makes you feel weird because it's just like, oh, am I the only one who finds this kind of stuff funny?
Or better yet, when you have a crowd that either doesn't know the material ahead of time, if it's a movie based off of something already established, / if they haven't been paying attention, it really makes the experience a bit weird. Like when I saw the It Chapter 1 remake, when it came out like what in 2017, give or take.
Yeah.
The movie ended with it being Chapter 1. Those who knew about Stephen King's It already knew that the miniseries from the 90s was a two-parter. So when you saw Chapter 1 at the beginning of the credits, like the whole family behind me, they were like, man, nah, what? Like, all those types of negative reactions. Legit, I just turned around and I said, y'all didn't watch the original two-part movies? Y'all didn't read the book?
I mean, not everyone's gonna go above and beyond and actually enjoy original content. Some people just like jumping to the end.
True. Anyhowzer. Shit, now I'm gonna go down a memory lane talking about Mario. Bro, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Super Mario for the N64 is a goated game.
Yeah. Man, I still remember the first, like when I was a kid playing the first Super Mario 64. And because back in those days, we didn't have the internet to look up guides or anything like that. We had to buy a physical paper guide to teach us things if we wanted to not learn it ourselves.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about those. Like
Yeah.
an actual thick, like at least 100-page
Mm-hmm.
book
Mm-hmm.
that told you with with a bunch of colored pictures as well. That would tell you and
Uh-huh.
show you how to get around certain things, how to discover certain Easter eggs, etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And getting the Metal Mario box was such a pain as a kid.
Nah, the most painful thing for me as a kid was probably trying to slide through that ice slide track, whatever, while holding on
The
to that
penguin,
baby
the
penguin.
penguin baby. I love that they had the penguins in the movie, and they had such a deep voice.
For real, cause they're so cute.
It was perfect. It was the perfect amount of ridiculousness to make it funny. I loved it.
That was a good moment of slapstick comedy right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fact that the fact that they're trying to like go up against Bowser and all the Koopas with just snowballs.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's looking around like, all right, what are y'all doing? This is nothing.
Oh man, I loved it. I could not get enough of that, and I can't wait because there's no way they're not making a sequel with how they ended it.
Oh yeah.
But can we
So,
talk? We'll get to the ending later. We'll talk about that later.
oh yeah, for sure.
But can we talk about like in Donkey Kong area was where they built their racers, and they actually had like those same wheels as you do in Super Mario Kart to choose like what pieces you want for your vehicle.
Dude, it was basically um how did I just forget the name of it? It was basically Super Mario for the Switch. I mean, Mario Kart for the Switch.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And let me tell you, those Rainbow Road jumps people were doing, I was like, I've done that. I've done that. I've done that like 20 times.
Yeah. I remember seeing my cousins doing that Rainbow Road jump and always getting mad that I never was able to pull it off.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I was like, man, you're calling out a generation, and I love it.
They call it out multiple generations.
I mean, they kind of did, but like, yes, people, uh, people that have played the later editions of Super Mario, such as Galaxy, Odyssey, those later generations of games, the Super Mario movie will call to them in some aspects. But I feel like people who grew up with Mario as in like the era of the 64 or a little bit earlier in the NES
Oh yeah,
are the people
definitely
who, yeah,
definitely like Gen X slash early millennials.
yeah, exactly. Those are the people that this movie really gets because there was just so many small references to like again Star Fox, F-Zero, Kid Icarus.
When they're going through the Mushroom Kingdom and you just heard faintly in the background, you saw an antique store in the background, and if you paid attention, you were able to hear one guy go, "Oh yeah, it works. You just have to blow into it," and he was holding
Yeah,
a cartridge, like an
yeah,
N64 cartridge, or
yeah.
was it an NES cartridge?
I think it was an NES, but regardless, yeah. There's that. There was also the original Super Mario Yoshi coin on that same antique table.
Mario's just timeless. What the fuck?
That is true, but there's just like a lot of older references that only like Gen X's and early millennials will really understand.
Yeah. Oh god, I feel very dated now. The fact that there's now a generation of people that won't understand the struggle of trying to put a game in, not working, take it out, blow into it, and then put it back in.
Yeah, that was a wild time.
Dude, the fact that in that time we had to buy like multiple memory cards too.
You ready to be incredibly dated?
Hit me.
Did you actually realize that the first Nintendo disc game, so like the GameCube, came out in 22 years ago?
Whew. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's information I did not need.
The original PlayStation came out in 1994, nearly 30 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
Well, it was.
Huh.
Feeling old yet?
I want to say yes, but I'm not feeling all that old. Maybe I'll feel old later.
But yeah, like I love the going back to the Super Mario Kart. I loved the references to that. I love the driving and watching all that go down. I loved that Mario and Donkey Kong were eaten by the giant sea creature from Mario 64.
Oh yeah,
I
the thing
can't.
that gave everyone nightmares when they were a kid.
Yeah, the one that was in like the pirate ship.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the same creature. And I don't know if that was. I'll say I don't know if that was that creature's first appearance or not, but like just all of it, how they like put it all together. Again, it wasn't super smooth. It was kind of when it comes to the story, but I love how they connected everything together.
I mean, it's Mario. What else is? How else can you make a more intricate story for the Mario franchise other than Mario has to save Princess Peach and the Toad Kingdom, or Mushroom Kingdom?
Mario was only interested in saving his brother, though. Had nothing to do with Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom. He was just doing that to get to his brother.
Alright, Mario saves Luigi.
Yeah.
To be fair, with the track record, it's not too far off from the standard Mario plot.
Right? Although, can we talk about that before they get sent back to Brooklyn, Princess Peach had an upgrade, an evolution, so to speak, into freaking Elsa.
Yeah, I forgot what she ate to give her ice powers.
She ate a frozen flower.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Or an ice. I'm not sure what the technical term was, but
Nintendo heads don't come for us. We're trying here. But yeah, literally the fact that her dress turns basically into Elsa's dress.
Yeah, like almost literally.
Was half expecting her to break out in song and start saying, "Let it go."
Yeah, right. Like it was crazy, and I'm just like, my goodness. In the final fight between Bowser and everyone, I love how, in the end, Luigi and Mario spun him around by his tail like you do in Mario 64. I don't know if that was meant to be a reference to Mario 64 or not, but it felt like it to me.
Honestly, I feel like it might be at this point. With all the references and Easter eggs they threw in, why not?
Yeah, like, that's just what it felt like to me, and I was super happy because it was like, yes, we're finishing how I started.
Damn. Movie really gave everyone a whole 360 with Mario 64. Hell, not even.
Yeah.
With what's even earlier than that, with Jumpman until now.
Did you know that there's actually a theory that in the original Donkey Kong game, the Donkey Kong in that game is actually Cranky Kong, and the Mario in that game is actually Mario's father.
I feel like I heard this theory before, cause you said I forgot what it was. Cause you said that Mario's mom in the movie,
Yeah.
whatever her name was, she is like the she's rumored to be the original princess that Mario saved in that game.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a whole like all kinds of random stuff that's really cool and enjoyable. I was so happy that they released it, and I was also happy that they finally introduced Yoshi in the end credits.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the movie has both a mid-credit and end-credit scene, which I know a lot of people are really tired of nowadays, but I think this one was pretty worth it. Cause you just see an egg cracking open, and you just hear Yoshi say his roar.
Yeah, his call.
Yoshi chirp.
His call.
Yeah.
Can't really think of a good way to phrase that, so I'm gonna just go with his call. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Yoshi does in Brooklyn. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah. To be fair, there was that montage scene when they were like going from the Mushroom Kingdom to try to think Donkey Kong Country that they passed
Uh,
through Yoshi Island.
yeah, that is true. They did pass through Yoshi Island.
Yeah, you see like a little stampede of Yoshis like running by a river. It was dope. It was also cute.
The only thing I'm surprised we didn't see was Toadette.
Yeah. Surprised we didn't see her.
Yeah. I also love that they had King Bomb and King Boo in at the wedding ceremony.
Oh yeah. Could we just talk about how nihilistically emo? What was that little dude's name again? Lumio?
Lumi.
Lumi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was honestly, that was probably one of my favorite parts about the movie because it just seems so out of character. Like you wouldn't expect a literal star to be nihilistic in such a way.
Yeah, little dude was like, "Oh yay, we're all gonna die now! Yay, the sweet release of death!"
Yeah, it was crazy, but I loved it.
The fact that homie legitimately got sad when they got saved.
Yeah, but that does give leeway to possibly meeting Rosalina in the second movie.
Yes. I really hope we do meet her. Homegirl is my main when it comes to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, speaking of which, top favorite Mario Kart game.
Top favorite Mario Kart game? I love the one for the Wii. That was fun.
Yeah.
I liked that. I really liked that Rainbow Road because that one had like no siding, so you had to be good.
It was a Dark Souls of racing games.
Yeah, it really was. And can we go over the fact that ever since I watched that movie, the Donkey Kong rap has been stuck in my head?
That song's been stuck in your head, bro. I've been having Peaches played non-stop in my head.
That one's not as catchy for me.
It's just the stupidity of Jack Black singing.
Like, the Donkey Kong rap was like something I practically breathed as a kid because I love Donkey Kong 64. That was such a fun game. And that's actually probably one of the only games in my entire life I've never completed.
Donkey Kong for the N64?
Yeah, I've never actually finished that game.
Here's me trying to like dig up memories about it in the recesses of my brain. Wasn't there a good amount of like stupidly hard as fuck levels?
Yeah, there was one that was like it wasn't even the levels. Like to get to the final boss, you had to play an arcade game in Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So in order to get to the final boss, you have to use Donkey Kong to play the original Donkey Kong game.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like that's a legit thing.
Yo, dog, we heard you like video games, so we put a video game in your video game, so you can play a video game while playing your video game.
Yeah, it was insane, and it ended up causing me to rage quit that game. But eventually, I'm gonna have to find out a way to go back and play it just so I can finally complete the game. That might be something I work on over the next month or so, because like I just want that. I'm tired of having that one game that I have never completed.
You're a better man than me. Half of my PlayStation library is games that I have not finished.
Yeah, but going back to Super Mario, it was great. I'm really glad I went to watch. I was very concerned at first because like I haven't seen many good video game movies, so I'm not sure how I feel about this one.
Yeah. I mean, from what everyone else has told me and slash what I've seen from like the last trends, it seems like all the Nintendo-based video game movies are working out good.
Yeah.
Like the Sonic movie, Detective Pikachu.
Never saw that one.
Heard Detective Pikachu was amazing.
I heard about it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of the Nintendo movies have been good, but every time one comes out, I'm always skeptical. Like I remember when the Sonic movie was first talked about, and I remember the original Sonic design.
Oh my gosh, ugly Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
The The fact that the internet bullied that production studio into
So
redesigning
hard.
Sonic,
But to be fair, it needed to be done.
it needed to be done. Dude looked horrible.
It
You
looked
know,
like a nightmare.
yeah, and then Disney had to flex their money and their lawyers and have Ugly Sonic in that one movie.
We're not talking about that. We're not going to do it.
We're not gonna do it, but let's go to the fact that Ugly Sonic will never be forgotten.
I don't want to talk about it.
Isn't Jim Carrey Dr. Eggman?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Who the hell's the voice of Sonic?
I don't even know.
Hold up, I just had a thought. Is Sonic even technically a Nintendo, or is Sega and Nintendo like in a partnership?
That's a good question. Sonic was voiced by Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
Sega
Oh, that guy.
Sega creates the Sonic games. They just give Nintendo a third-party license to publish them.
Ah.
That's mainly because
Okay.
Sega doesn't make their own game consoles anymore, so they need third-party licensing to be able to publish their new Sonic games.
Okay. That's fair.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Then you got Pokemon.
they do got Pokemon.
Same exact thing. It's just Game Freak teaming up with Nintendo to like distribute the games.
Yeah.
Gosh. One more thing I was singing praises on for that movie. It was just very aesthetically
Pleasing.
aesthetically pleasing, yeah. Like colors were just so good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm sad I didn't go see it in like the super premiere theater, like the one with the mega color thing. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like full like spectrum color, and also has like Dolby like top-notch surround sound.
Moving audio, that whole jazz. I really wanted to see it and all that.
Now I wish I could have caught that movie like at like a midnight release to just see how that crowd reaction would have been to
Absolutely
everything.
not. Like, I'm personally a fan of the less people in the theater, the more enjoyable for me.
No, fair. To each their own.
Yeah, like the other day, I went to see a 1:00 showing of the Dungeons and Dragons movie. There was like maybe 3 people in that theater, and I was so happy.
Nice. Meanwhile, because this is a pretty good core memory, when I saw Spider-Man Homecoming, I think it was like an early-ish afternoon showing of it, like 3 o'clock or something like that, for that same brain fart. Yeah, for that same day that it was released. So, I'm expecting, alright, there's not gonna be much people. Nah, whole theater was filled up. But even so, during like some of those hype scenes, whole crowd was going like, yeah, let's go. I am not a better person. I was with them. I was screaming, yeah! What can I say? I like to feed off crowd energy.
Oh man, I get you. I'm an energy vampire. Feeding off crowd energy is what I do best.
Like, if there's a movie that I know is gonna be hype as hell, I want to watch it with a big enough crowd so I can get like all that hype energy too.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah.
Oh my.
What?
No, I was just thinking like, again, oh my gosh, like Nintendo really outdid themselves with that movie, which now has me looking forward to visiting Nintendo World sometime in the future. Not sure when.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. And I just can't wait for the second Super Mario movie, because I want to see what happens next. I want to see what happens with Yoshi.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, franchise that shit.
Yes,
Make
please.
a second or a third one.
I'm not usually a fan of sequels, but I want to see this one.
I'm usually against like franchising everything, but please make this one a thing.
On that note,
Maybe include.
Go ahead.
One last thing I would say, for whenever they do make a second one. Wait, no, scratch that. They already did do that. Never mind. I completely forgot about the Super Smash section in the movie. Jeez.
How can you forget that? That was such a big part of the movie.
To be fair, that was the one part that we have not talked about yet with the movie.
I mean, sure. But yeah, like that's how they got
Donkey Kong.
That's how they got Donkey Kong on their side. They fought Donkey Kong as a cat and won.
Full on Smash style. Okay,
Absolutely
but
full on Smash style.
okay, then scratch that. For a second Mario movie, if they do make one, There's got to be a fight in Final Destination.
Mm, 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 mm. Agreed.
That or the big hand dude needs to like show up.
Master Hand, yes.
That was the name.
That would be an interesting fight for sure to see in like a video format.
Heck yeah. And you know what? Maybe include a little Easter egg here and there too of other franchises. Maybe throw in a little Pikachu or a Sonic ring. Who knows?
We'll see what the future holds.
I'd be down for a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, low key.
Kinda, yeah.
The NCU.
Shut up. But yeah, I would definitely give this movie a solid 8 out of 10.
Personally, I give it a solid 10 out of 10.
I always leave some room for error because, like, it was definitely not a perfect movie. It was a fantastic movie. It was not perfect.
The way I justify it is was the plot a bit basic? Yeah, but so is every other Mario game plot.
I mean, it wasn't just the plot. Like part of the eight is the fact that they could have used more of the music from the video games. They could have used more original music instead of using other people's music.
Yeah, there was a good amount of actual like licensed copyrighted music that was in there. Like Beastie Boys was playing every time they were running through Brooklyn.
Exactly. So that for me that's why it's more of an 8 out of 10 is because like they could have done more on the music side of things.
Yeah. I will say that, there was so much good that, in my opinion, the pros kind of were able to supersede. Yeah, supersede the bad parts by so much. So it makes up for it and then some. So it's all that. It definitely gets to 10 out of 10. If anything, I can drop it down to a 9.5 out of 10.
I'm going to keep my rating at an 8 out of 10 because I feel like they could have done more with the music. But it was still a fantastic movie, and I would absolutely see it again in theaters if it still was.
For sure, fantastic film, and I can't wait for the physical release.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave comments on your thoughts about the movie or anything you might have noticed that we didn't discuss.
For sure. Let's open up a discussion.
Hope you all enjoyed your time listening to us jabber on. And remember to always stay chaotic. Peace.
Peace.